All right, good afternoon. Welcome to the New York session. I hope you're doing well. Okay, I did manage to get home probably 20 minutes ago. That's when I got home, and yeah, let's do the live session. I was gonna rest because I woke up quite early today to go and drop hair off the at the airport, but let's look at what the market has for us for today, and then yeah, we'll take it from there. Before I do, we do have PPI news event today at 2. So PMI news today at 2:45, and then we have unemployment claims at 1:30. So at 1:30 we will observe that news event, and then yeah, we'll see what the market will give us. So starting with the dollar index, as I mentioned, I am looking for higher prices. The 98.67 level is the upside objective, so we are expecting price to reach for the 98.67 level. So look for continuation to the upside. Maybe they might pause in here a little bit, but ultimately I think they might run through that. So basically look for continuation to the upside on the dollar. This is our draw on liquidity. The equal high has been successfully being run twice now, hence we're expecting higher prices. That means euro is gonna go down, and then yesterday I gave you a specific level to sell if you want to sell. They came right there, that inverted fair value gap, and then rejected. So this is the drawn liquidity, 1.16177. that hasn't changed. We are still sticking with that draw on liquidity. So if you did get in, congratulations, we will get there probably today, and who knows, maybe they will break that low as well. GBP USD, I think we also traded to this level, and there's nothing left. Maybe the previous week low, that's what's left currently. So I'll look for a continuation to the downside to attack the previous week low. Just take partial below this low here. Okay, you can take partial below that low, and then you let the rest continue. In terms of entries, I think London has formed a high and given an inverted fair value gap. So right here you can sell there with your stop with a continuation, and then taking partial right here. So 1.34210 partial, and then 1.33992 as your ultimate objective. Okay. Euro pound, I think Euro pound did go for the previous equal highs that I mentioned. We are now heading for the previous week high. So again, this New York session, you're looking for price to go up there. with what is happening now, just see it as a pullback. So this low to this high, see it as a pullback, and it will resume going up. So if you want to get in, I think yesterday I placed my buy limit somewhere here. So you can place your buy limit there, and then you aim for these two upside objectives. All right, so that is for the euro pound. Dollar yen, we also made mention that we are not doing anything with it, but it looks to me that they were gonna come for the previous week high based on the weekly time frame. They're gonna come for the previous week high, hence that is still the case. I like the fact that they went above this New York session high, so that will become a breaker, and then they'll continue going up. Let me get rid of that one. So as it stands, 148.523. That is the upside objective for the that is the upside objective for the dollar yen. Okay, so dollar yen, you're looking for the previous week high, which is right here, as they draw on liquidity. Okay, now let's move on to gold. I think gold is gonna continue going up. Yesterday I didn't do anything because I said I didn't want to get involved, but we had an immediate close, and with that immediate close, that has given price the potential to continue going up. So we are looking for price to go, as you can see, it came right there to OTE. This sharp move must have killed a lot of traders here, but this is what we talk about in terms of understanding when a drop is a sell versus when a drop is a buy. So I got my entry right here. I got in at, I bought at 3329. So 3329 here. So I was buying this gap here. Now admittedly I got stopped out earlier because I bought in London. Okay, in London I bought that, and then I placed my stop loss right below this candle's low. I should have placed it below that one. I made a mistake, right? It's supposed to be below this one, not that. And then it stopped me out, and as soon as it stopped me out on the 15 minutes, I saw this rejection, so I bought it back again. That's why my entry is at 3329. Okay, after the candle rejected, after this candle rejected. And we've also talked about something like this before, when we have a series of candles going down, and then the first one is a blue candle, then you buy the second one, because if the first one is a blue candle, that's a high probability of a potential reversal, so you buy the second one. So after being stopped out with this candle, by the time it closed, I was back in again, and so far I've recovered the loss that I took. So right now it's gonna go for 3352.43, and then we might extend to this one, which comes in at 3358. Okay, so 3358 is your upside objective. Crude oil. So crude oil, I'm bullish. I think you all know that. We've been buying since down here, right? And now we are above an interesting thing has happened. We've gone through the gap down, so this is a high probability that this is the draw on liquidity. So 64.44, that is what price is heading for now. So again, you can look for a buy. Now I'm already long here and here, so I'm not gonna get in again. Maybe, who knows, maybe the New York session, or even now, if this candle can give a close above that high, then I'll actually look for a buy again. But until then, I'm satisfied with the two entries that I have. If you go above this high on a closing basis, then I'll buy one more time to aim for this equal high. So crude oil is a buy. Now ES, yesterday we had a run below the previous week low. I gave you this to watch to see if we can break it. If we broke it, then we go higher. If not, then you're going to attack the previous week low, and boy, it did go down with one candle. Okay, and with that, it kind of changed a little bit my perspective, because now they've gone through this down candle. So on the weekly time frame, it's gonna be challenging to predict, because we've just gone above this particular up candle, which is the bearish order block, and now we are forming something like this. Hence, on the daily, if I want to buy, which clearly is still bullish, you're gonna wait, let them show you that it wants to go up. As it stands, I don't have any level. Okay, I don't have any level. The only level that I had was that down candle on the daily, but it looks like they've traded through it. So this New York session, they might come for this low, but after they go for it, I don't know what's gonna happen. They're keying off from this bearish order block on the H4 to go for this low. So if anything, you're looking for a run below previous day low, and then after that, I don't know what's going to happen. Are they going to reject and go back up, or are they going to stay below? I have no idea. So I'll wait till it does it, and then I'll see what I can do with the data that will be provided. If we go below and then maybe New York session we start seeing a rejection, scalp is possible. But if we go below and we don't reject, we stay below aggressively, then maybe a continuation is also possible. So for now, I would say this level, which comes in at 6362, that is the downside objective. And then once we've gone for it, then we will see what price is going to do after that. Okay, so that's the business on the ES. Now let's go to the cryptocurrencies and see what is happening. So Bitcoin, I'm still expecting that level 111900. That is where I wanted to see them go. Until we do that, stay put, or we break this up candle. Okay, so it's either we break that or they come down here, which clearly, as it stands, that is the most probable thing that price is likely gonna do. Trade to 111900. So look for that as the drawn liquidity. If you wanna sell short, then by all means look for that as liquidity. And it's high probability, by the way, because this is equal low, so they would definitely go for it. Ethereum, it did manage to go above it, but on the daily it didn't close above it, which has dipped into a fair value gap. Hence, I'm not convinced yet that this is bullish. I'm not convinced that this is bullish. I'm not convinced that this is bullish yet, so maybe one more run below this low is possible. Okay, one more run below this low is possible because it's dipped into that fair value gap. Now Solana, on the other hand, managed to close above this down candle, so maybe Solana will consolidate, because now we have this swing high and this swing low, and prices will be stuck inside those two. So maybe we might come a little bit into this fair value gap and then price will go up, but it might not break this high, so we might be stuck for now inside this these two range. Okay, this high and this low, we might be stuck in there. But if we come here, then you can get a trade to go just there, and that's it. Okay, so if you like to trade any of the cryptos, this has a probability of going back up to attack this high. Ripple, we didn't break, and we are likely gonna come back down, so expect lower prices on Ripple as well. Something like this to go back up. And Hype, same thing, we couldn't break that up candle, so we've now dipped back down again, and I'll want to see them reject and go back up. Until then, stay put till it gives you that. Okay, I think it might do it after going below this low, so watch somewhere here, so this low, so watch somewhere here. But with that said, it's all gonna depend on Bitcoin. Okay, so when Bitcoin is ready, that is when you can start looking for what I'm saying. Okay, watch Bitcoin, because when Bitcoin is ready, then all these pairs or these cryptos will fall in place. It will follow what Bitcoin is trying to do. And then AI 16, I think you already know. I think yesterday I mentioned I would want to see them come and wipe out this particular low before going up. So that is still in the realm of possibilities. Hence, don't chase the buy yet. If you're already in, that's fine. You're in for some long term, so just leave it alone. If you're not already in, then patient, let price come down, and then you can buy to go up. And then finally, Chachki, price came, gave some reaction. I was expecting them to expand up, but they've gone below it, so let's get rid of that. And then
Daddy, here you go.
thank you. Okay, so let's get rid of that and then reassess the next fair value gap, which is somewhere down here. That's the last one, so that's your next area where price can give you a potential buy. It's still OTE, by the way. That was OTE, and this is still OTE. So the same narrative, if we get there, we're gonna anticipate price giving us a rejection to go back up again. All right, so just sit tight and wait, and once we get here, the same thing that happened there, we're gonna anticipate the same thing happening here. Okay, so that is that for all the cryptos. Today when I was driving back, I was listening to ICT, one of his Twitter space that he did in the past. I think that was in 2022, in December or something. And he talked about something that I've been doing like well, and that is what I've been trying to teach. Not the same thing, but something of that sort. Is to always look at the higher time frame. Okay, look at the weekly time frame and see what price is trying to do on the weekly time frame. What the weekly time frame is going to do, then you transcribe it into the lower time frame. You apply the time of the day, day of the week, and then sessions, and then you're good to go. Okay, it's not hard, but it's going to require patience. And that was the key aspect of what I got from listening back then. And I have developed that. Okay, as you all know, we do the analysis every week, and almost every single week, price is like almost doing what we are saying it should do. And the reason is all the analysis comes from the higher time frame, from the weekly time frame. And with that weekly time frame, we can drop down and wait for the daily or the sessions to align with it, and then we go with it. Okay, so that's something, a reminder for all of you. If you're struggling because you're missing the high time frame. All right. Okay, so with that said, let's go back to the currencies and go to the dollar index. We have about 5 minutes to go, and then the news event will come. I want to observe the news event with you all, and then after the news event, I'll give my little opinion, and then we can go for the day. Hence, we got 4 minutes and some few seconds to go. So we are going to be waiting for that news event. After that news event, then we will come back and then give you what should happen going forward. But like I said, I'm expecting higher prices. All right, I'm expecting them to go above here and then there. If we drop, to me, it's going to be a pullback, and then I'll expect them to go back up again. All right. Okay, so without talking too much, I'm gonna be pausing. Oh, actually, sorry, I forgot to talk about this pair. And then let's look at the Aussie first. So the Australian dollar actually came for that low, so I'm done. I really enjoyed this one. I had quite some nice trades on it. I had my first entry here. I had another entry here, and then probably another one somewhere here. Okay, and I'm out of all of it because that was where I was expecting them to go. So I'm out of all of it, but the weakness still stands. Hence, pound Aussie is also gonna go up here. And yesterday I spoke about this drop, right? That they're gonna go up. They're doing something similar again today, which is right here. So they drop it during the landing break, in between the landing break and the New York session. They drop it down and then they go up. Yesterday it couldn't fulfill the continuation, just ran some stops and then rejected, went above the New York session gap, buying here with time. So London time, New York time, and then expands up. Okay, so that is this pair for you. I think this is also high probability trade idea for today if you want to take a trade. If you want to take a trade, that would be a high probability trade idea, with first objective being above this high, and then the rest you just let it go. Okay, all right, so let's go back to the dollar index. Let's sit here and wait, and then after the news event I'll be right back. Okay, so it seems that the news event didn't do much, but I think that's not all. We still have one at 2:45. If you check the economic calendar, we have the PMI, manufacturing PMI, and then flight service PMI, which is all high impact in nature. Those are gonna come in at 2:45. So just be patient for that one. This to me is manipulation, and it's gonna come back up again. So don't see it as a real move. Now, if it's gonna go down, like I mentioned, this is where we will break structure. Okay, so whatever is coming down is a manipulation. If we lose this low, then we go lower. Anything else inside is just manipulation. Okay, so yes, it can come down, that is fine, but ultimately it will go back up again. And why? Because we are referring our direction, or we are framing our direction based on the higher time frame, and the higher time frame is suggesting higher prices. So anything dropping is a manipulation to go up. Okay, all right, so with that said, gold is the buy. That's the one that you need to focus on to continue going up. Crude oil is also a buy. You can look for a buy once you get the immediate close on the M15 or H1, and then I think ES, we'll see how price will do when we go below this low. And then Euro Pound, it's also likely gonna go up, so you can look for a buy on that too. Okay, so that's all I have for you for today. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you same time tomorrow at 1 o'clock. I don't know why I keep saying 1:30, but as usual, the news event is I will not be available from the 5th. Our last session is going to be on the 5th of September, and then from there I will be off for the rest of the month, and I'll see you when I come back on the 1st of October. All right, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you same time tomorrow. Take care of yourselves.